Welcome to the Armored Soil Podcast, brought to you by the Renville County SWCD, where we look to bring real-life information on all things sustainable resources and agriculture. We believe that soil is invaluable and that protecting our soil is the key to sustaining all aspects of life. Please like and subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts. The information you will hear about is personal experience and is no way economic or agronomic advice. If you are interested in implementing these practices or techniques you hear about, we recommend you reach out to your agronomist, NRCS office, or local conservation district for ways to work them into your operation. For more information about our liability or podcast, please visit our website at renvilleswcd.com.
Welcome back to the Armored Soil Podcast. I am Pamela Winsenberg, and I am your host today, and I'm here with Supervisor Brad Neer for the Renville County Soil and Water. And Brad, do you want to just tell us about yourself, tell us about your operation, and why you got interested in conservation?
Okay, I farm south of Danube. I farm with my daughter and son-in-law for about the last dozen years or so, I guess. And as of recently, I've semi-retired and turned over the majority of the operation to my son-in-law and daughter.
So what conservation practices do you do on your fields?
We do strip till and no till and a small amount of full tillage. We try to do cover crops on 50 to 80% of our acres.
Yeah, so you're saying that you don't need to be a perfect conservationist to even be on the board, to be a leader in our county.
Correct. We've got a lot of things to learn ourselves yet. So even if you say, well, you've been doing it 10 years already, well, it's a continuous learning process. So
Did you have a kind of mentor going into this? And why do you want to be a mentor to other people in the county?
I guess going back 10, 12 years ago, there were probably only one or two people in the entire county that were doing anything with cover crops or minimum tillage, strip till or no tillage. And we reached out to Dean Schrader at that time, and Dean was very constructive in helping us, guiding us along. In fact, the first 2 years that we did strip tillage, Dean came and did some custom work for us, allow us to try it and see how it worked out for us. So, and I know there was several times when we planted soybeans no-till. We were after we got done planting, we told Dean, "This is never going to work. This can't work." And Dean would say, "Well, you just leave it. It'll turn out fine," and it did. So Dean was very instrumental getting us going, and so we've developed a mindset since then that we would try and follow in Dean's footsteps and help others if they so desired to ask our guidance. And we've never turned down anybody that has called us and asked how things work. Will this work and will that work?
So what would you say your hopes and dreams are for the soil and water? Do you like the kind of target path we're on?
I would hope to maybe someday that we are able to accomplish 80-90% strip till and no till in Renville County or our area. It would be great to be able to see the entire county get away from such heavy tillage. That would be my ultimate goal.
It'd be nice to reduce some of that erosion, keep some of, our beautiful, beautiful black topsoil.
Yeah, certainly. And it showed up again this past winter. The wind erosion we had during the winter was terrible in some areas. You know that everybody saw all the dirt in some of the ditches, and that's actually what got us thinking going back 10 and 15 years ago. We had a couple of open winters at that time, and that's what actually got us started to think, well, we need to do something different.
No, that's great that you're able to see that and, take that accountability. And lastly, would you mind telling us your favorite memory or event?
Well, I would have to say it's just being on the board and working with the staff here in Renville County. It's been a pleasure. Renville County is very fortunate to have the staff that they do. They work very well together. They're very excited. They look forward, very accommodating to the customer.
Oh, thank you for those kind words, Brad. Yeah, we're very grateful as staff to have a board that is as open and just, you guys are always open for a conversation, and you guys are always looking, again, to keep bringing us forward too. So, we can only go as far as you guys will let us. And so we appreciate how really dedicated to conservation. You guys are.
It's easy to work with quality people.
Thank you, Red. Yeah. Do you have any other last words you'd like to share with us?
We'd like to keep everybody looking forward and getting back to my goal of being no-till, strip-till, and as many acres as we can to get into cover crops. So
Perfect. And you were just a part of our drone seeding program that took place about a week ago. Brad was gracious enough to offer some land to allow us to fly that drone and get some seed out there. So we're very excited to see how that goes. And if you have any questions, please contact us here at the Soil and Water, and we can get you in contact so we can talk through seed plans, see if it's a fit in your operation.
yes, and now that'll be some interseeding on corn. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
All right. Well, so this has been Brad Neer. He is one of our supervisors here at the Renville County Soil and Water. Thank you again, Brad.
Thank you for asking.
All right. Welcome back. I'm here with Phil Smith. He is our board chair of the Renville County Soil and Water. How are you, Phil?
Very good. Good morning to you.
Good. Glad to have you here. So today we are celebrating our 70th anniversary. We already talked to Brad Neer, and we're just looking to get some more insight about who you are, how you farm, and why you want to be a leader in conservation, whether it's on the board or off the board.
Well, with our farming operation, we are completely no-till and work through what we call regenerative agriculture, using a lot of cover crops, et cetera, focusing on soil health, et cetera, for maybe not just for agriculture, but for human consumption as well, and human health.
Mhm.
So we kind of got started probably in about the 2018 area and have really accelerated into focusing on that.
Gotcha. And kind of what got you into conservation?
Well, to be honest, we live along the river. A lot of our farming operations along the river bluff and somewhat in the river valley, and always been mindful of conservation. And because of the nature of where farming operation is, it seems like it's a little more intense that way. But
Mhm.
we do have some mentors, and I would name the Break Righteous from down near the Redwood Falls area. Uh, Very good friends. We were attended the same church for many years together, and had a lot of conversations over the past and the previous 20-25 years. And in the conversations, just kept growing interest in what they were doing and how, because we had done a lot of no-till in the soybean side, but never really had done much beyond that.
Mhm.
And after the conversation, started looking at it and seeing what had taken place on their farm, we thought, that's something that we'd like to be doing. And now we've linked that with some of the testing we've done on our own farm with how it impacts human health, the nutrient density of the products, whether it's straight food or even the grains that go to the livestock, and how that has impacts human life as well.
So you would say that your kind of goals and what you are seeing on your farm, those have changed throughout your journey, your soil health journey. You didn't start off with focusing on human health. You're really open to letting this progress and letting it be just a continual learning experience, it sounds like.
Yeah, you pretty much hit that on the head. It's a continual learning experience, and many of us will say you can't really understand it until you see it happen on your own farm, and as you continue to learn and grow with it, because it does take time. It's a mindset change. It's an understanding that you can't really grasp until you experience it yourself.
So your experience prior to being on the board was maybe minimal, you would say, with the Soil and Water Conservation District? You felt like you were maybe a self-learner in terms of conservation?
You pretty much hit that on the
Yeah.
head. We because a lot of the things that we had done prior to me being on the board here, getting on the board here a couple years ago, really was self-taught, self motivated. It 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 we'd done things. We wanted to see it be success without having another entity involved,
Mhm.
and we did see that. But now being on the board, I think we can share our experiences with others, and it really impacts how we look at the Soil and Water Conservation District Board.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, and we appreciate that you're always willing to share. I mean, every time that I have a grower that comes in and I, maybe send them to you, and you just always seem so open and willing to share, and you invite them onto their farm. And it's so fantastic to see that
But
there's
we're
this
an open
community.
book.
Yes, absolutely. And that's
That's the
fantastic.
only way we learn with each other. And that's part of what we've developed. We've actually developed on the side a mentor group that we have built because we all can learn from each other. It's not a top-down thing. We can learn together.
Absolutely. So along that vein, what has been your favorite event or kind of activity that you've been a part of since being a part of the Soil and Water?
Well, we actually dove straight in, and we had a field day here a couple of years ago, and we are actually planning a second one now here in September. And we built a lot of relationships from that, and we're happy to expose what we've learned and share with friends, neighbors, and people from the county about what we can learn from it. And um, yeah, those are some exciting things because we can share what we've accomplished on the farm here.
No, that's always fantastic to share. And we wouldn't be anywhere without sharing experiences and being able to get out there and talk to people. So, I mean, I know that we've gone through at the Soil and Water the last 70 years. We haven't always done conservation. We always haven't been soil health focused. But with the staff and the board, I mean, we all seem pretty focused on soil health and making sure that water quality and all these other things are also getting seen and looked at, but it's all usually tying back to soil health. And so it's great to have that kind of mindset and being able to focus and
It's all connected.
It is. It is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the community involvement too. We host meetings and we continually see a lot of growers showing whether they're actively changing or doing anything.
It's a growing interest.
It
really
is.
is. And I think recently exponentially there's a growing interest.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I would like to attribute that some to Soil and Water, but mainly to a lot of these farmers and that farmer group that you were just talking about. So that's fantastic. Why is being a steward of the land important to you personally?
Oh boy. I think because it impacts the human health. It really does. It's not only the conservation and taking care of God's creation, but it really when you start diving into particularly the soil health aspect of it, how it impacts human health, and I think that's why the interest in being involved has grown substantially because we can have impacts on each other.
Thank you. And I guess, do you have any final words that you'd like to share with any listeners? Anything just to celebrate our 70th?
Well, probably just open yourselves up to what the Renville County Soil and Water Conservation District is doing and how involved they've been in this. And there's lots to learn. There really is. And we can learn from each other. And I guess, celebrate 70 years by maybe getting involved and opening yourself up to learning new things.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. And I can't say it enough, but it's fantastic to have a board that's open and driven like the one that we do. So we appreciate you being the leader of that and being there to help us at the staff level to help us with questions or guidance, just to be there for us. So thank you.
Thank you for the kind words.
So joining us today to help celebrate our 70th anniversary, we have Commissioner David Hamry with us. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for inviting me in.
Glad that you made some time. We appreciate you actually responding when we asked. Not everybody wants to be on a podcast, so thank you.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah. So Commissioner Hamry, tell us about your role as a county commissioner and kind of what your work at the Soil and Water Conservation District, what those interactions look like.
Well, this is my 5th year of being county commissioner. And, I was fortunate enough to be named the liaison to the Soil and Water. I guess I'm just basically here to listen, although I do end up talking way more than I should. But I'm just here to keep a line of communication open with the Soil and Water.
Well, we certainly appreciate that because over the years we have really seen just us building a stronger relationship with the county and staying in touch with what both boards are doing, I think has been beneficial to us all. So over the years, you obviously haven't been involved with the Soil and Water its full 70 years because you're a young man.
Oh, right.
Have you seen the Soil and Water Conservation District have an impact on rural and urban areas of Renville County?
I have. In my early days of farming, and this is personal experience, soil and water wasn't always a place where farmers wanted to go. We've had this conversation in the past that perception and farmers' comfort level with soil and water wasn't always the greatest. I think it is just so much vastly in the last few years. I think we're very fortunate to have staff and the people at Soil and Water. The programs that are available to farmers now are above and beyond anything that's been in the past.
That's great to hear. Our team and our board really wants that. We want to be accessible to everyone. Ag is in Renville County, right? That's everything.
Right. We oftentimes forget we are on the same team.
Yeah.
No matter what we're doing, we're all after stewardship.
Absolutely. And we want to try to support that. So that's really cool that you've seen that change over time.
Right. Thank you.
Why do you as a county commissioner want to support the Soil and Water? I know you said that you've been assigned the liaison role, but we should let the audience know that you have also volunteered Saturdays to come and help us at events.
Oh.
You come to our outreach, and we've made you sit at the registration table for hours and hours in 90-degree heat. So there's more support than just being in the liaison.
Well, it's one of those things that if you're going to be engaged and you're going to be part of it, you need to show up. And we found that at the county board. It's not just Tuesday mornings. It's many times during the week. It's many nights, and being part of the SWCD is all of that. I think it's very important just to be present, whether you say one word or 1,000 words. Just being there, I think, is a big deal.
So, what might you hope to see in SWCD's future?
I think just hoping that we can keep a good working relationship, hoping that we remember we're on the same team, hoping that the state and the federal government see the importance of the stewardship.
Yeah, and you bring up just that working together on the same team, and that's why we have a podcast. We had multiple farmers say, I don't have time to always read your newsletter or do all these other things, but I can podcast all day long in the tractor. So would you start a podcast? So that's why we have a podcast. That's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why we've started our drone seeding. Again, farmers coming to us with need. So we've tried to be reactive and supportive for that future, knowing what our customer wants and stay connected to the customer.
Right. That's important.
We talked about our outreach engagements and even those that you've attended or those that we've made you work. What has been one of your favorite events or activities that we've done together or that you've maybe attended of the Soil and Waters?
I have not been at a bad event, quote, bad event from the SWCD. They've all been good. One of my favorite things, of course, is the Kids' Day at Park.
Yeah.
You guys are so gracious to take a part of that every year. Kids are our future. We're going to need some of those kids to come back here, take over these farms. How do you do that if you don't let them know and educate them? That would be my favorite thing, and I hope that keeps going. I hope that it can expand.
Yeah. No, and I think it's grown over the years. That's an activity that we love as well, just engaging with the kids.
Right.
Getting out with them. It's really a fun time. Why do you want to serve on the environmental committees in Renville County?
Well, that's my heart. I'm a fourth generation farmer. I'm retired. My son is now the fifth generation, and my grandson has a real passion for farming. So I'm hoping that it stays in our family for a couple more generations at least. And it's been my life. It's what I've grown up with. I've seen a lot of changes. Not all of them good. Some have been very difficult. I don't think anybody necessarily advocates for change, and some people are better at adapting than others. It's an awesome way of life. We're so blessed here in Renville County and the surrounding counties to have the farmland we have. In Renville County to have an SWCD like we have. We got great people, and they're willing to help us. They're willing to show us new innovations, new ways of doing things. And I think it's showing with the amount. To be honest, in some of the earlier programs that I came to SWCD meetings, there was a lot of gray hair, and there still is. I'm seeing a lot more of the young guys with the baseball caps on backwards. I think you're starting to touch those guys more and more all the time, which is just so gratifying to see that, yeah, they're getting it, and they've got somebody to get it with. And I think that's a huge thing. Keep doing what you're doing.
We will do our best, absolutely. What is your favorite part about serving Renville County?
There's so many things that are so gratifying about being on the county, being a county commissioner. If you haven't served, it's just unimaginable the amount of programs and services. So fortunate, back again to the SWCD, that's what I grew up with. That's my life. That's the farm. But, it's the public health, and it's the human services, and it's the law enforcement, and it's the roads and the bridges. I don't know that there's an actual favorite. I think that it's just the title itself is just humbling, and just to be able to be a part of it is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so eye-opening every day.
Well, that's awesome, and we're really fortunate. We drug you in here, but we have a fantastic group of commissioners. I just spent a day with you guys out on the road tour recently. Just awesome to interact. And so you're all very approachable, which is really appreciated too, because even in our role, it can be a little intimidating.
Well, for sure.
And I'm sitting here in my quarter zip and you roll in a suit and tie. Right away, you came in with the intimidation factor today.
No. There's no such thing.
But it just, with all due respect, that's just so helpful for us too, right? To feel like we can always call any of you and just have a conversation.
For sure.
And so that's really appreciated. And that's why we felt like we could call you and bring you in on the podcast.
And that's what, as commissioners, that's what we strive for. We try to be approachable.
Yeah.
I mean, no question is crazy. No question is out of bounds. Please just call us and ask. Yeah. And if we don't know, which we won't, we'll find your answer.
Yeah.
We'll go from there.
Perfect. Well, again, Commissioner David Hamre, I really appreciate your time today in our podcast and helping us celebrate our 70th anniversary coming up here in June at the Soil and Water.
All right. Well, very good. And congratulations on 70. Won't see the next 70, but hope it keeps on going. And thanks again for inviting me in.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You bet.
In 1937, the Minnesota legislature passed an enabling act, giving citizens the power to form soil conservation districts. Our purpose was to conserve the soil and water resources for the state and all private lands of Minnesota. Renville County Soil and Water Conservation District was formed on June 7, 1955. Although the landscape has changed over the past 70 years, the Soil and Water's commitment has remained the same. Our mission is to promote sustainable use of water and soil resources through innovation and mutually beneficial conservation activities with local stakeholders. It has been a pleasure to serve Renville County and all of Minnesotans over the last 70 years, and we look forward to the future. To celebrate Renville County residents and the operators' success in helping us implement our mission over the years, we raise our soil cups in a toast to all of you. Happy 70th anniversary, Renville Soil and Water. Cheers.